Hello, I hope you are well. I am at your service with our new article, ForexEye, Forex Market, Half, which we had talked about before. It came to Ramsers. It was very well received, and we had a request. Forex work was a bit more difficult because there was less information than in cyberspace. And that is the story that we needed to please you. There was less information, but it was finally made. And now that you're on our site, you can go to the section, or we've added a new section called Artificial Intelligence, which is LLMs, or Large Language Models, that analyze the market, and the red one, which is for Forex, is now available to you at the same price as it is for crypto. On the 8. Most popular currency pairs, Euro dollar pound to dollar, dollar instead of PY to Swiss franc, US dollar to Canada, Australia to America, New Zealand, dollar and pound to Japanese yen. You can see here on these 8 currencies 135 economic indicators. On financial indicators, that is, the same indicators or oscillators that together examine a series of financial indicators. Every 2 hours, it analyzes one of these and sends it to you on Telegram. Let's start first. I will present it to you with the PDF that I created, and then we will go and see some of its analysis samples together. 135 financial indicators from Friday. EMAs, SMAs, Ikimoku, ADX, CSI, stochastic, momentum, oscillator, parabolic SAR, resistance, support in classic styles, Fibonacci, Camellia. I present to you all these in different lengths. For example, RSI in several lengths, CCI in several lengths. What else do we have? Now we see a few examples of it. Level 135 is an indicator. Almost every indicator or oscillator in the world is analyzed at the moment for the width that is given to the artificial intelligence models and analyze for you. If you give that model this, why don't you get the analysis that we get from it? Because how you communicate with that artificial intelligence is important, meaning it has a lot of knowledge, but what you ask of it is important. And this is what we did. We get a multi-factor analysis for you, meaning we get both indicators and oscillators, and we get moving averages. Which are the best? We have the classic Soto-Makamat Fibonacci analysis and the Makamat that are based on Fibonacci. We use the latest technologies such as Dipsy, which is a Chinese algorithm, Gemini, Google OpenIV, which is a church pit artificial intelligence model. For these analyses, the permanent membership is 979,000 tomans, which is the same as going to a cafe twice. As long as you're a member of this channel, it performs the analysis for you every 2 hours. If you were to do it yourself, it would take a minimum of 7 hours to analyze 135 indicators for one of these currency pairs, and that's if you can even achieve that level of quality without human error. Every day, we provide you with these general explanations. Now, let's take a look at a sample analysis, and you'll understand it better there. ForexEye Artificial Intelligence channel, which has the latest analysis. On the Australian dollar to the US dollar, see how it says first. In the first place, check the ADX to see the overall market trend. That is, multi-day analysis, which they say is why we must first know the trend of the market, and EDX is the best indicator for this. It considers positive and negative trends for you, and at the end of its analysis, it says that the market tends to rise. But the weakness of the trend means that the price should easily fall. In these circumstances, it is better for traders to act cautiously and have considered entries. And before that, for the task, sends a green shot. I mean, do you know this money? When was it? This analysis that was done. Besides, it took time for you to be able to do it on Telegram. It tells you the buying and selling situation with the RSI and stochastic indicators. It identifies the caveats separately. You don't need to know these. You will learn gradually, but you can read this analysis and it will help you. The probability of a short-term price increase or decline has increased. Traders should Take more precautions before buying. Moving averages are compared, i.e. 10, 20, 50, and 200. Sometimes it recognizes itself, i.e. it uses 100. Sometimes it uses SMAs. Sometimes it compares EMAs with SMAs. This is the work that humans cannot do, and the computer is here to help us. My job as an analyst is something else, but a series of repetitive tasks that require a lot of processing must be left to the computer. He came and compared these and said that EMA 200 is greater than 50, 50 is greater than 20, 20 is greater than 10, which indicates that the price is trending towards Saudi Arabia. He also compared the SMAs and the market is in the direction of Saudi Arabia. The short-term averages are not. They confirm that the buyers are in control of the market. Everyone here has said so far that the signal is a buy signal. Only these two are warning that it may be true. Key indicators, MCD, CCI, momentum, 3 main indicators. 4. Detecting momentum or momentum in the market. He checked and told you the numbers, and wrote a buy signal in front of it. CCI said the strength of Saudi Arabia's movement. Momentum said we have a decrease in momentum. It is an analysis of the overall trend of Saudi Arabia, but the decrease in momentum increases the possibility of a correction, which is what RSI and stochastic were also saying that it takes 3 minutes to read. But this analysis, if you have ever had experience in analysis, which you must have, you know that it doesn't take 3 minutes at all. The brightness of support, resistance, important supports, as I told you, comes in 3 classic levels, Fibonacci and Camellia. It compares these with each other. Sometimes it takes only the classic, sometimes it takes Fibonacci, sometimes it identifies each star on its own. It identifies this on its own. Who is it? Gemini, OpenAI, and DeepSeek have given us the numbers, both classic, Fibonacci, and Camellia. The analytical style level of support and resistance has also been identified and its analysis has been explained. The level of 6,279 is an important resistance. If this level is broken, the next target will be explained. That is, it has identified a resistance and said, if you break this, what could be the next resistance? Dynamic analysis has a dynamic analysis section that always feels a financial indicator, sometimes a Chimoku, sometimes a parabolic, based on what it itself felt was lacking. That is, it once reads the analysis up to this point and says, well, now I've read this far. Which of the financial indicators do you think is right? I'll check to see if it reaches the final result, because the trend was currently up. But some indicators were saying, okay, we're in an uptrend, but there's a chance of a correction here. It chose the parabolic SAR, which indicated that the parabolic is below the price, suggesting an upward trend. The Bollinger Bands also came into play, comparing the price movements. You know, the ones that wrap around the price. Some people call it Bollinger, while others say Bollinger Bands. Let's put it on the chart. It's not a bad idea. Of course, I haven't opened the chart yet. I'm opening it for you now, so there's no need to worry. While this loads, I just didn't know it would happen suddenly, so I didn't check it beforehand. If you search for BB, you will see Bollinger Bands in the indicators. Here you will see something like this. This indicator says, it says what BB said, the price is near the upper band, which strengthens the possibility of a correction. These 4 were something else. It was Ethereum. This is analyzing the pound, Australian dollar, and US dollar. Jan Bandy and practical advice. If you don't read the whole thing, it doesn't matter. Yes, read this section to support your position. These 2 will make it easier for you. Jan Bandy is currently in a very Saudi market, but it is in the shopping area. It's very clear that the market is strongly bullish. Being in the overbought zone means it's like the darkest time of night, just before dawn. It gets darker and darker until the sun rises. We usually see corrections when the trend is very bullish, and everyone is saying everything is going up. That's when the likelihood of a correction is highest. None of the indicators will tell you this. The analysis shows you this. The recommended strategy is to wait for the price to correct near the support levels of 61.70 and 61.80. If you receive a rosary, you can purchase it. You are told a price target, and if this fails, you are told a stop loss. Finally, he said, "Sir, this artificial intelligence was taught, and you should use your own knowledge. There is no land in the market. But there's one interesting thing. We can learn from it. The Saudi trend is going to correct, but it doesn't say take a short trade. It doesn't say take a sell trade. It says the Saudi trend, we are going in the direction of the trend. As the English say, the trend is your friend. It says take the direction of the trend, but be patient. Until it corrects, reaches the support we have, and from there enter a long trade in the direction of the trend. This means that this section itself has a learning curve for you to work on for a while, even if you don't realize it. You can use your own strategy as a strategy. You can even use the strategies that it sometimes suggests. And there are many times when in the suggested part it says, don't do anything, now we'll go higher, we'll see. It doesn't always tell you anything. Sometimes it even says, I don't know, 50-50, don't do anything. The best way to make money is not to lose money. And these are the things you learn. I mean, the world's greatest geniuses sometimes tell people to do nothing. Okay. So here's the thing. My suggestion is that alongside your own strategy, whether you're using a trading assistant or a robot for entry points, or you have your own strategy, definitely check out these analyses. They can either help you or make you better and better. They remind you of some principles you know but might forget, like going with the trend. And sometimes, for example, if you want to trade the Australian dollar, you might think, I need to take a short signal. This is teaching you something. It says, don't do that. If you're trading the Australian dollar and you think, I need to take a short signal, it's teaching you something. It's saying, don't do that. And this might help prevent losses, meaning you can look at it as a way to manage risk, and also as a reminder, if you're making a mistake somewhere. Let's see the next analysis. On the US dollar to the Canadian dollar. Again, the market trend says that it compares the situation of the errors, and each time it writes to you with a politeness, because it is dynamic, and it is attractive. Otherwise, it is a list of indicators that are not attractive at all. It is analyzing for you. It has to be reasoning, that is, it brings logic. It says, I said this because this is yours. I said this in the cave in the market because I saw these events. This is the part of the artificial intelligence that is interesting. Reasoning tells you about the conclusion. For example, in the error section, it says that there is a lot of pressure and selling, but it is possible that there will be a slight correction in some period. It compares the averages for you. Finally, based on all three styles, he told you about support and resistance. Look at the movement here. It was completely different from the previous movement. Here, he suggested a strategy that he said was for conservative traders and for bold traders. He even said that he could trade with high risk or low risk. How can you trade? Previously, the dollar started at the rank, and now this time, which you see in Telegram, is every 2 hours. The summary suggests a selling strategy, but here it doesn't categorize traders as before. It analyzes each time in a different way. Follow this channel as it improves daily. I remember when I first started this channel with Gemini and Facebook's artificial intelligence. I removed the Facebook notifications because they weren't working well, and recently the new Chinese notifications were added. It keeps improving, and I had new features. Because this is the channel that my team and I use for our analyses. I'm trading with this myself, so all my trades aim for success with the robot. It was NA and Facebook's artificial beauty. I deleted the Facebook push Mosanon after it didn't work well, and the dipstick is new. The Chinese push Mosanon was added like this. Let's improve it. I'm adding it. Why? Because the channel that my team and I use for analysis is the same. That is, we need to say, well, I trade with this myself. That is, I want to win all trades without exception with the robot. I'll check this. You can become a member of this. It's improving day by day. Artificial intelligence is also improving itself. These models behind the scenes are what we're after. We're just covering the Zarfa and getting feedback. If a new model comes out, we don't insist on using the Chinese model, the American model, or the French model. Which is better? We'll go for it. In short, that part about the analysis is essential, and we keep improving it. Your membership means you're here with me and the rest of the team. There's a Forex version and a crypto version, which also provides analyses for 8 different cryptocurrencies. You have the option to buy in reals or tether with a 10% discount. Thanks for your time, and may you be profitable. Goodbye.